Hello there, Miss Honey B.
Well, hello.
Hey, first of all, I want to welcome to Nights Over Las Vegas Prime Time with the Commander.
Thank you so
And
much.
I was looking forward to talking with you because you've been doing a lot of good things in the community. But before I get too deep, I want to put out a little bit of information for those of you out there, listening to my client, and I'm talking about friend, Miss Honeybee. First, just as an individual woman, how do you look at being in media?
I love it.
What do you love about it?
Everything. I always felt as a child that I would be doing something.
Oh, yeah?
But actually, I thought I was going to be a singer. So that was my dream. But God said otherwise. But later on in life, I just said I would do something like maybe journalism or maybe talk radio. And here I am. So.
But you know what? The reason I say that because I love music. For those of you out there, this is Bruce Gary, Commander, and I'm reaching over 200 and some 5 countries right there, in 850 U.S. American cities, and as I always tell my fans, 1 million of you are listening.
That's right.
Reason I say that because I noticed some of the shows that I watch of your TV show where you had people like, Stephanie Mills and many other entertainers. And when you talk to them, the honeybee angle of your show, what is that about?
Actually, my show is about spirituality. So it's our walk, our actual purpose that we were put here to do.
Yeah.
Everyone may not start at the same place, but
That's
it's where
the truth.
we end up and how we got there. So, and who you give credit to. So are you self-made or do you know you give it to a higher power?
Absolutely. And one of the things that I was talking about in the music, because people be saying, when we was talking about our spiritual look, they were talking about Commander, your format, it's either not. Sometimes they think it's not this way or the other, and I tell them, I don't have a format. My theme says it all. Playing music, everybody knows. But on this wonderful day that you visited in our studio, today was what I call the real culture day because I'm playing gospel, I'm playing soul, I'm playing Motown, I'm playing R&B. And it's a lot of our music and our thoughts and our beliefs are based on a lot of what these people sing and wrote from the 60s all the way up to 2025. There are some good people like October London and others who are writing great music.
Yes.
When I knew I was going to interview you, I had some fans that what are going to, I really want to know, how do you look at the entertainment world by both of us living here in the entertainment capital of the world, as they say?
I would have to say that we live in a great place. Las Vegas is definitely a place that is growing, and I've watched it grow. I've been here since '99.
Wow.
Yes, and I've seen a lot of the changes, things come and go, as far as even with going to buffet and Vegas being all night, and that has changed. It's no longer all night. So
I hear a lot of people say that.
yes.
Yeah.
But it's a great place to start a business. Family, it's as long as you're family, you keep the family together. Family is everywhere, as far as that goes. But Las Vegas itself, to me, is it's a great place to actually grow and to have a business.
Now, where are you originally from?
I'm originally from the Midwest of Kansas City.
Midwest girl, huh?
Missouri, yes.
Good example of one.
My family. Yes,
Why? What's unique about people in that culture of the United States?
Well, I would have to say that it's built on family. It's also known for a lot of greats. Like we have a lot of well, I'm not gonna say R&B, even though we have that, but it has a lot of blues and rhythm, and we have 18th and Vine, which is also known for all of its greats. We have the Royals, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, and but it's built on a lot of things, I should say, just so many. And we have the fountains. It's just so many different things that you can talk about that it's known for.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, those of you out there that are watching this and listening to it, I'm talking to the owner and CEO and the host as well of the Miss Honeybee Show. And I remember the connection when I first met you. We was at the Franklin Awards event, and your spirit seemed to be real in the culture of entertainment and all the vibe. You're very, very down to earth about what you want. So have you always been that grounded in yourself?
Well, this is just me. I'm the same way all the time. I think like anybody, we can always, feel, good about ourselves. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
But you still look at the real and who you are, and you just can't let the world change you. You have to stand for what you believe and know what you are here for. So I know my purpose.
What made you use the name Miss Honeybee? Which was a good name, by the way.
Well, it's actually the first initial of my name, but I wasn't named. I don't name myself. Rather, I did not name myself. I was actually trying to get someone signed with someone else that I was working with, which is Val TV. And we were trying to get a lot of the youngsters signed to contracts. And so there was one artist, and he was giving a shout out. And she was like, well, who would you like to give a shout out to? And he had mentioned their name, and then he said, I'd like to thank Miss Honeybee. And she was like, oh, who is that? He was like, her, Bridget. He said, Miss Honeybee. And she said, oh, that's so cute. So that's how I got the name, and that's how I kept it. So when I was presented with doing my own show, I said, well, I'm going to name it Miss Honeybee, the Miss Honeybee Show.
That was very good.
Yes.
You are very cognizant of your spiritual outlet. How do you see the world today from that standpoint?
Well, the world has definitely changed, and I just feel like even with change, we still have to do what's right, so we can look at other people and what they're doing. But overall, if you know Christ and you know right from wrong, then you still have to do what you do as far as being that good person. And even though we are, we get wrong sometimes, but you still have to trust and believe that whatever goes on, it's going to take place, and He'll handle it. So God will handle it.
And how would you address the misconception? Because I'm totally believing what you're saying, that they look at Las Vegas as obviously with the popular reputation, Sin City, but if you live here, people would really be surprised how people are very much into their faith. What's your feeling about that?
I feel exactly what you said. A lot of people think just because you live in Vegas that everyone gambles, and no, everyone does not go to the casino to gamble.
I think we live on the Strip,
That's right. Yes. They didn't know that their house is beyond the Strip.
Yeah.
And that, we don't all live out here just, doing all kind of crazy things. Like I said, we were all young once, but for the most part, you have to just stay grounded.
Yeah, and I tell friends, and I say, if you don't have a spiritual or some kind of strong conscience, it is absolutely the right city where the devil is just sitting there waiting. He's right there walking behind you. So when you turn around and look back, he's there.
Right, but that's
so
everywhere
you
go.
have to have belief. Yeah, I guess some of the people listen to me down south say, no, he don't, but okay.
You right.
But it is everywhere you go.
Because they say, oh, Sin City, that they're just living in sin. But I'm like, there's sin everywhere.
Yeah.
So it isn't just sin.
Now, do you also do your program in other places?
I do.
Outside of Las Vegas?
I do. It's a good story. So I have done other interviews out of state. So I'm not against that either.
Which one has touched you the most? That's the question that I've been told to ask, and I told them I was going to ask. Because I know what it's like. It's like people asking me, what's your favorite song? That is probably the most devastating thing when you play millions of music. But what is something that maybe could be one or two that really touched you when you did an interview or you found out and it went one way but it went another way,
Are you speaking of all the people that I've interviewed?
Out of all the interviews, which one or two stand out by what you heard or what you learned?
Well, I would have to say Mr. Marshall Thompson, The Last Living Shylights.
Absolutely.
That was a great interview, but all of them were great interviews. So,
Absolutely.
I can't really say that one wasn't better than the other, but I would have to say his stood out best. I mean, I love his music, all of their music. I grew up,
Absolutely.
listening to what my parents
Have you
listened
seen
to.
it? All those great
Exactly.
songs.
And just
Coldest
telling,
Day of My Life is always to be one of
Right.
my favorites.
exactly, and just telling his story and how he got started. And then another one, I would have to say, meeting Mr. Smokey Robinson. That itself was definitely something.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So what's in store for 2025 and forward?
Well, more interviews.
There you
Yes.
go. And how can
Yes.
everybody reach you if they want to, and for those out there that are watching and listening
Yes.
to us?
So they can reach me at the Miss Honeybee Show. So if you wanted to email me, it's just misshoneybee2223@gmail.com.
Now it's time for that part of my show where if you listen to me weekdays, Monday through Friday, 12 to 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 3 to 7 for y'all on the East Coast with everybody else. I have a segment called I Got Something to Say. So, I Got Something to Say with you. What is the empowerment thing that you would want to share, or you want to say to the world when it comes to being a woman and an African American woman, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur? What do you have to say? What do you want to say?
I would say walking your purpose. Whatever God put you here to do that. Sometimes we get lost, we become complacent, but for the most part, just do whatever it is that you need to do to be happy and also to give. So that's what true happiness comes from, because it always comes back.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to end this by simply saying I hope that one day you join us here at 22.3 TakeOver Vegas Radio and share with the world, with the millions of people that we do. But if y'all want to be part of that, make sure you get in touch with this lady. She's really out there, focused, and she knows exactly what you do. And what is your word you want to share before we go? And slogan that you do with the Miss Honeybee Show.
Be blessed. And thanks for watching.
And this is Commander. And remember, I do love you.
And I also want to say thank you to the Commander for having me on his show. Yes, great
You got it.
interview. He has a great show, everyone. TakeOver Radio, Las Vegas. Tune in. Yes, great show. Thank you and
You
congratulations.
got it. This is the Commander. And remember, keep it on the station that has more fun. And Nights Over Las Vegas, prime time.